Hello, and welcome to another episode of the College Tracker Show. I am Kimberly Bass. I'll be your host today, and we have a wonderful roster of schools today. We have three schools that are going to share information about their programs, about their athletic programs, and just a whole lot of information. Before we get started, our first school is going to be the University of Michigan. And I don't know about you, but I was definitely tied in this past weekend to the NFL draft. And the University of Michigan had not one, not two, not three, but nine draft picks. That's right, nine. But Don is going to be here to talk to us about something even greater. Don Vivian is here to talk to us about the University of Michigan. Don, you out there?
I am here. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for that intro, Kimberly. I'm really excited to be here tonight. As Kimberly said, my name is Donald Vivian. I'm a recruitment coordinator for the Office of the Undergraduate Admissions at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. So again, really excited to be here. And, before I really jump into application items and things like that, and more about our academic programs, I just want to take a moment and talk about where the University of Michigan is located. We are located in the city of Ann Arbor, which is about 45 minutes west of Detroit. It's really difficult to talk about the University of Michigan without also talking about the city of Ann Arbor because they are both so intertwined together. Downtown Ann Arbor is only about a 5-minute walk from our central campus. So again, it gives the students the opportunity to take a break off campus, go to some shops, go to some restaurants, but also have some space on campus where it's wholly their own. So you have that great mix of being able to have your own space on campus and having some of the activities and the resources of a small city right there with you as well. Now, the University of Michigan is really broken up into 4 campuses when you get to the city of Ann Arbor. We have our central campus, which is home to the majority of our academic units. We have our north campus, which is home to the College of Engineering, the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, the Stamp School of Art and Design, and Tubman College of Architecture and Urban Planning. Then we have our medical campus, which is home to the University of Michigan Health System, as well as the Michigan Hospital. Again, this is available for all of our students through the Mott Children's Hospital, but it's also available for students to do, research, internships, job shadowing opportunities if you maybe want to go to medical school or go to, and become a doctor. So there's a lot of resources within the hospital that are, again, providing our students another opportunity to really be engaged with research and other things like that as well. And then we do have our athletic campus, or South Campus, which is home to all of our athletic facilities, including Michigan Stadium or the Big House, which you can see right there as well. Now, when you're thinking about the University of Michigan and the academics, it's hard to go wrong. No matter what school or college you're picking, no matter what major or minor you might be going into, you can really feel assured that you're going to receive one of the best educations in the world. And you can see the rankings are speaking for themselves. The number 4 School of Nursing, the number 3 School of Kinesiology, 70% of our programs in our College of Literature, Science, and the Arts are ranked in the top 10 nationally, and more than 90% are ranked in the top 20%. You can also see that we are the number 1 public research institution in the United States. Research is really a cornerstone at the University of Michigan. We have close to $2 billion in research expenditures each year, and that's not just in the hard sciences. That's across the humanities, the social sciences, across all of our schools and colleges. And again, we're really making sure that research is available and accessible to all of our students on campus as well. Now, as a first-year student, coming to a large university like the University of Michigan can be a bit daunting. Again, we have about 40,000 undergraduate students and close to 55,000 students total, including our graduate programs. But for first-year students, you can feel assured that you're going to receive some one-on-one, guidance once you get to campus with your academic advisor, helping you to choose classes, helping you to navigate orientation, especially in that first week. But you can see there, those first-year, seminar courses are going to be capped at 18 students. Math and foreign language courses in that first year are going to be capped at 18 students. Again, making sure that you have the ability to really transition from the high school environment to the college environment. Again, getting that hands-on, learning and that hands-on, attention from the moment you get on campus as a first year is really important. We have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Now, I'm not going to say that all of your courses are going to be, less than 30 students. You can see there about 7% of our classes have more than 100 students in them. And those, classes that are going to be larger lecture style courses are typically going to be taken in your first or second year. They're going to be introductory courses like an introductory biology, introductory psychology, sociology. Again, courses that are going to be, really requirements for a lot of different majors at the University of Michigan. But within those large lecture style courses, you also have the opportunity to really break it down and again dive into the material a little bit more after the lecture session in what's called these session with graduate student instructors who are masters of PhD students. Again, they're helping you break down the material within a smaller group setting and allowing you to ask any questions you may have from that lesson plan from the earlier in the day. Again, making sure you're able to really break down the material and understand what's going on once you're, again, in those larger courses. And then for first year students, we also have our 10 Michigan Living Learning Communities. These MOCs are really giving students an opportunity to pair their academic life with their residential life as well. But as we start to think about what other opportunities are available for students, when you think about academics in particular, there's a number of different resources on our campus to help students transition, again, from that high school environment to the college environment. One is our Sweetland Center for Writing. This is a very popular resource on campus. This is where students can bring any form of writing to the Sweetland Center for Writing, and they're going to really answer any questions that you may have. They're going to give you feedback on that writing and really allow you to, again, change your writing style to a college level writing. We also have the science learning center, the math lab, the physics help center, but we also have some support services for students as well, like our counseling and psychological services, which is available for all students on campus. We have our Spectrum Center, which is actually one of the first Spectrum centers, and again, spaces for LGBTQ plus students on campus, which is really, really exciting. It's one of the first in the country as well. So we've, again, have a commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and really making sure that our community is a safe space for students to come and learn on. Now, when you think about the University of Michigan, we have 19 schools and colleges in total. You can see all of them right here. The ones that are highlighted in maize are considered our undergraduate schools and colleges. So schools and colleges that undergraduate students can be involved in, again, as before they graduate in their 4 years. Now, the ones that you still see highlighted here are considered our first year admitting units. These are the units, our schools and colleges on our campus that you will be applying to as a first year student. So this is our College of Literature, Science, the Arts, College of Engineering, the School of Nursing, the School of Kinesiology, and then our 3 talent-based programs, our Stamp School of Art and Design, the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, and then Tubman College of Architecture and Urban Planning. Now, when you think about applying to the University of Michigan, we do accept the common application, and this will be the only application that we'll be accepting for our upcoming cycles. And then when you consider what we're looking for in an application, again, we have some required versus optional items. So for required items, we're looking for, again, that common app submitted prior to our deadlines, and I'll get to deadlines in just a moment. We will also have 3 required essays. So that's the 1 common app essay and then 2 Michigan specific essays. We're going to require a school report, which is submitted by your high school counselor, as well as some academic evaluations, which will also be submitted by the high school counselors. We do require your high school transcript or any dual enrollment transcript. So if you've taken any dual enrollment courses, you can submit that transcript as well. And then there's the application fee, which again can be waived through applying for an application fee waiver. And then we do have, again, those optional items. We are continuing to offer a COVID-19 impact essay for students to write, but we're also continuing with our test flexible policy. So what that means is whether or not you've had the ability to take an ACT or SAT test over the past few years, you are not required to submit those standardized test scores to the University of Michigan, and you will not be disadvantaged in our process if you choose not to submit those test scores. About 42% of our application pool last year did not submit any standardized test scores to the University of Michigan. So you can feel assured that we're practiced and understand how to review applications without that data. But we also understand that it can be difficult to schedule those tests in Canada. So again, we don't want to disadvantage students who maybe don't have as much availability to do so. Now, as I mentioned, this will be continuing through next year's application cycle. For students in 10th in grade 10 who are currently in grade 10 and below, we are reevaluating what that policy means, and we will likely make an announcement next spring around whether or not we will continue on with our test flexible policy or change it to something different. Again, that announcement will be made through our admissions website, so that'll just be something to keep up to date on, and hopefully that gives you enough time to, again, maybe take those test prep courses, or again, maybe schedule some ACT or SAT exams later on down the road as well. Now, as I mentioned, we do have 2 deadlines. So we have an early action deadline, which is a non-binding, non-restrictive deadline of November 1st, with students typically hearing back by January 31st, and then our regular decision deadline of February 1st, with students hearing back in early April. Now, if you're interested in our School of Music, Theater, and Dance, they do not participate in either of these deadlines. They actually only have one deadline of December 1st, and this is because they need time to really offer students enough time to come to campus for their auditions or interviews as well. Then we also have a regular decision deadline, which is February 1st, with students hearing back in early April. Now, when you're thinking about what your senior year is going to look like, the application goes live on August 1st. You can start applying for financial aid if you are a U.S. citizen on October 1st. And then again, we have our deadlines of November 1st for early action, and then a regular decision deadline of February 1st as well. And then you can see that the final enrollment deadline, which is actually today, is May 1st. At the bottom there, you can see 3 decisions you could receive if you apply to our early action deadline. You could receive that admit decision, which means obviously we want you to come join our campus community. You could receive the deny decision, which unfortunately means at this time, we don't think that Michigan is going to be the right fit for you, but if the interest continues, we'd love to consider you as a transfer student. And then you could receive what's called a postponed decision. When students receive a postponed decision, it doesn't mean that they've been denied. It actually means that your application is being moved to the regular decision timeline, and you're going to be considered during that time. Now, when you think about applying to the University of Michigan, and especially when you think about the cost of attendance, you can see the estimated cost of attendance there. And again, for international students at many U.S. institutions, again, I will generalize here, but a lot of the financial aid is not available for international students. For the University of Michigan in particular, we do not provide the most robust aid for international students as some other universities and colleges across the U.S. And that's a consideration to make when you start to think about applying to schools and colleges. Now, we do offer individual scholarships for our schools and colleges that students can apply to after they've been admitted to the University of Michigan. One in particular is for our College of Literature, Science, the Arts that has an international scholarship that's up to $20,000 in financial aid for students. And the only other thing to keep in mind when thinking about financial aid is 2 Canadian programs that the University of Michigan also accepts, one being the Registered Education Savings Plan, and the other one being the Ontario Student Assistance Program. Now, the RSSP is, again, a broader Canadian program, whereas the OSAP is an Ontario-specific program. Now, if you qualify for those programs, again, you can submit that information to our Office of Financial Aid, and we will actually utilize that as a part of the financial aid package, and you could receive aid through those 2 programs as well. So again, those are 2 ways that you can, again, as Canadian citizens, apply for financial aid at the University of Michigan. Now, moving forward, if you continue to have interest in the Michigan, I highly recommend visiting our virtual resources on our admissions page. Our admissions website is just admissions.umich.edu. These virtual resources are a great way to stay up to date with what's going on to Michigan, but also to learn more about our admissions process, to learn more about our schools and colleges, majors and minors as well. We offer a longer virtual information session that's about a 45-minute session that you can watch and sign up for, again, to learn a lot more information. If you're interested in visiting campus, you can also sign up for campus tours through our website as well. We'll be offering campus tours throughout the summer. So if you have interest, come visit us during the summer. It's a great way to, start to see yourself on campus and picture whether or not Michigan's going to be the right school for you. That is all the time I have for tonight. But really, again, thank you so much for having me tonight. And I just want to leave you with one thing, which is go blue.
Go blue indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Don, for sharing all that information. If you are interested in the resources of a small city, be sure to reach out to Don. I know, Don, there was a question for you. I've dropped some information in chat, so if you check that out before you leave. And if you have any questions for Don, please feel free to reach out to him. Let's move on to our next school. And this school, this draft season, had 3 draft picks. That's right, 3 draft picks. That is Michigan State University, and here to tell us all about it is Marcus Johnson. Marcus, you out there?
Forgetting to take the mute off. How's everyone doing there from across the world? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
All right. So give me a second here. Is it possible for me to share my screen and put up my PowerPoint presentation?
Absolutely. You have that permission right now.
All right, let's go ahead and get that started. All right, folks, just give me a second here with this technology. All right, and do you see the full screen in front of you?
We can.
All right. So like I said, hi folks, my name is Marcus Johnson. I am Assistant Director of International Admissions at Michigan State University. It is an honor and pleasure to be meeting with everybody and to be talking to you folks on a really interesting day. Today is May 1st, when a lot of people in the US are making their final decisions about where they're going to make their home for the next 4 years. So here at Michigan State, we have a group of about, I believe about 13, 15 students already who've already decided to make Michigan State University their home for the next 4 years. And we also have a significant number of graduate students from Canada who are looking at us as well. So I'll talk for a little bit about Michigan State, some of the opportunities that we offer. Of course, this is just going to be an introduction to the conversation. We love to continue a lot over the summer and into the fall, and encourage you folks to come out and visit. So first things first, whenever we start talking about these institutions, got to also mention where we're at in the state of Michigan. So we are in East Lansing, right next to Lansing, the capital of Michigan. Really easy commute to come over here from Detroit, which is the major hub. And I think especially for those folks who are coming to us from Canada, oftentimes it's a little bit easier to get here than folks from other countries. So MSU was founded in 1855 as an agricultural campus. We are, I believe, number 10 in the largest colleges in the United States by area. That's 5,300 acres. You get a sense of the space of our campus from this aerial shot. But another really interesting shot to take a look at is our Spartan Stadium. So this is a great opportunity for those of you who want to be in a stadium with thousands of your closest friends. As you can see, our university profile is pretty significant. We usually number around 50,000 students in total, and about 40,000 of those students are undergraduate students. We actually are expecting a significantly higher class of first-year students this year. Probably going to be somewhere around the area of 9,600 to about 10,000 students. And of course, those folks are coming from across the world, including Canada. It's a great opportunity for folks to step outside of their comfort zone and learn in a diverse community of really excited lifelong learners. Of course, in 15 minutes, I'll never have enough time to run through every single one of our areas of study. I always encourage folks to take a look at our website and get an idea of what majors you're really interested in. Feel free to reach out to me and ask me personally some questions about that, about the major of your particular interest. There are also some great opportunities for those of you who are thinking about particular programs that we're highly ranked in. We have the top supply chain management program in the world. We're highly ranked in hospitality and engineering. There's some amazing things happening in child psychology on our campus, and undergraduate students are able to participate in those experiences as well. So if you have some questions about that, I encourage you to start thinking about what those questions are and pushing them my way so I can get you a little bit deeper and a little bit farther along in your college search. We also have an honors college. That's a great opportunity for folks who are high achievers academically, but maybe one particular area isn't enough to kind of house your academic interests, and you want to branch out and have a little bit more of a flexible curriculum. I'd love to share with you a little bit about what makes our honors college amazing as well. One of the myths that folks have often heard about larger universities is that we have a classroom experience where you're one of hundreds and hundreds of people for all 4 years. That's not true at Michigan State. About 84% of our classes have about 50 students or fewer. We have a student faculty ratio of about 16 to 1. I've worked at smaller colleges with slightly higher student faculty ratios. So there's still going to be the opportunity for students to have that personalized one-on-one attention from professors, and to use that attention and to use that close working relationship with professors and instructors to start thinking about their careers and to start thinking about the world in which they're going to have those careers in. So there's also a lot of opportunities for folks who are interested in, I'm going to jump around here. There's something amazing about our education abroad programs. Folks, we have education abroad programs in all 7 continents. That includes Antarctica. So if you're one of those folks who's really interested in fisheries and wildlife, and our fisheries and wildlife program, Antarctica could be an interesting place, an interesting destination for you. There are students who are also eligible for our presidential study abroad program. That's specifically reserved for international students who also want to go on a study abroad program during their college experience. So there's also great opportunity for folks who are interested in entrepreneurship. You can minor in that program, or you can just take classes in that program. So if you think you're sitting on the next big idea and you are not 100% sure how to bring that idea into fruition, whether it's the next big nonprofit, the next big advancement in tech, and you want to have that entrepreneurship lens to the work that you're doing, Michigan State could probably be a great campus for you to explore that interest area. We also have a lot of opportunities for folks who are interested in undergraduate research. Those opportunities can start in your first year. You do not have to wait until you're a graduate student to do undergraduate research at Michigan State. And like I said, our Honors College is an amazing, distinctive program. To about 2/3, I mentioned earlier that undergraduate research is really important. About 2/3 of folks in the Honors College are engaged in research. And practically everyone who's admitted to our Honors College, about 90% of those graduates are placed in graduate school or full-time employment by the time they graduate. I should also probably talk a little about what life looks like on campus, student life and campus life looks like. So we have about 900 student organizations on campus. Those 900 student organizations run the gamut from every political and academic interest. There's a squirrel watching club. There are clubs that are centered around different identity organizations. We have different Canadian student organizations as well. So we have a general Canadian Student Association. We also have a student association specifically for Canadian students who are interested in kinesiology. Definitely also worth considering too. But of course, there's a wide range of options for you at Michigan State, and we encourage you to explore which one is the best fit for you. We run about 150 concerts annually. We're big into the arts. A lot of interesting productions come to Lansing and stage productions at Lansing. So we've seen Hamilton, we've seen Wicked, wide range of options there. And of course, we happen to be really good at sports. So I'll let you folks Google us. We're going to be really easy to find. And if you're just curious, if you're really curious, type in Izzone, Izzone. You'll find out a little bit more about us as well. Residence halls, we do ask that all of our students live on campus for their first 2 years. That is an expectation that we make of all students across their college experience. Those residence halls are really amazing. And again, we encourage you to come to our campus and check us out, see what the residence life experience looks like. And if there are any concerns about that, I would love to address them with you. You'll feel free to reach out to me individually. We do make a significant investment in our students, and that investment pays off. So we have a 92% retention rate. So students who come on to our campus in their first year are really likely to come back for a second year, and they're also likely to finish. So there's a 94% placement rate that gets them into whatever the next step is, the next phase is of their life after college. And they place among one of over 500 million living alumni across the world. And that's due to a lot of the work that we do across different kinds of engagement centers. So if you need tutoring services, health and wellness support, counseling and cultural support, career advising, there are lots of resources on our campus for you. So let's talk for a little bit about, should probably talk a little bit about how much it costs, because of course, while we're making an investment in our students, that is a two-way street. We ask our students to also make an investment in us as well. The cost of attendance currently for international students at Michigan State University is $61,277. That includes tuition and fees, room and board, and international fees. We want to be upfront and honest about what that kind of college experience, or what that investment is going to look like. But we also want you to know that the amount that costs may not necessarily be the amount that you have to pay. I always encourage folks, as you are looking at different colleges and different institutions, make sure that you are submitting your application to us as early as possible. We do participate in the common application as well as our own personal application. We see those applications start to roll in early August. I encourage you to submit your application and have all of your materials in for evaluation by November 1st, so that you can be considered for maximum scholarship consideration. That includes that study abroad scholarship I was talking about. That also includes a few other opportunities that you can find on our website. I just want to point out that we do have a profile here that shows you the range of what we usually see for students who are admitted into Michigan State. Bear in mind that we have been test optional now for a few years. So we do have folks for whom their ACT or SAT test scores are things they really want to brag about. Other folks for whom their test scores are not a clear indication of how successful they're going to be when they come to Michigan State. So we don't necessarily need to look at them to make a decision. If you have questions about that, again, I'm going to encourage you all to reach out to me, and I'm going to throw my email in the chat feature here so that you folks can get some more information from me. Let's see, I already mentioned that November 1st deadline for maximum scholarship consideration. Again, strongly encourage folks to apply by that deadline so that we can get a better idea of what sort of scholarships we can award you. Because by May 1st, today, every year, we ask students to accept their admissions offer. We do occasionally ask people to, granted, we do deny some folks, but we do have a strong admission rate, especially for Canada. And there are also some times where we just need to take a look at some additional information, where we see your application, we see your academics, and we start to say to ourselves, maybe this is a good idea for us to wait for another term. So if that's the case, we're going to be contacting you through your status portal, and we encourage you to reach out to us and get some more information about the admission process and how we can make this a successful college stop for you. That being said, that's all I have for right now, and I want to make sure I'm really respectful of everyone's time. I am going to turn this over to
Kimberly. That would be me.
Oh, there we go, Kimberly. Yeah, Kimberly, go ahead, take it over.
Thanks so much, Marcus, and be sure to drop your email address in the chat, because if you are interested in maybe studying in the Antarctic, maybe you need to check out Michigan State University. We will now hop over to our final school, and that would be the University of Kentucky. And the University of Kentucky had 6 draft picks this weekend. And to hear about all the goodness that is the University of Kentucky, we're going to hear from Rachel today. Rachel, you out there?
Yes, I am right here. Thank you. So in addition to our 6 draft picks, we also have Jamal Murray of Canada, who's killing it right now in the NBA playoffs for the Nuggets. So yeah. All right. So it's good to be here, and I am going to talk to you. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about athletics, but I'm also going to talk to you generally about University of Kentucky, about academics, admissions, scholarships, all of the important stuff. And if you have any questions, I will give you my email address at the end of our session, and I don't know if we have time for questions here as well. So we are a Division I school. In the NCAA, and we have, as you can see, a wide variety of athletics, both men's and women's. You can learn more about this on our athletics website as well, which is just ukathletics.com. So you can see if they have the sport that you're interested in. Obviously, we are very, very well known for men's basketball and for football, but we do not stop there. On the women's sports side, we have a lot of strength in stunt and cheer, as well as volleyball, gymnastics, and our rifle teams, both men and women, are really strong and nationally ranked as well. And as well as the rest of our sports. So we do have, since we are Division I, athletics are very, very important at University of Kentucky, but it's important to remember for us that academic and athletic success go hand in hand. Our student athletes, for the most part, are just that. They are both athletes and students. Of course, there are all the, one and done basketball players that we've heard of who are going straight to the NBA, but that is not the reality for most of our student athletes. Most of them, the vast majority of our student athletes, are there for all 4 years. They are graduating and they are taking their academic success very seriously. So in 2022, UK Athletics broke records and tied for the NCAA graduation success rate and the federal graduation rate. And we have broken or tied that graduation success rate every year since the NCAA began measuring that statistic in 2005. So our student athletes have very high success as students as well as athletes. This winter for the 2022-2023 Winter Sports SEC Academic Honor Roll, 66 University of Kentucky student athletes earned a place on the honor roll. And our fall 2022 semester was the 21st straight semester with a 3.0 cumulative grade point average. Wildcat Scholarship student athletes have combined to achieve a GPA of 3.243 to be very precise in the fall of 2022. So we are really, really proud of the success that our student athletes have, of course, in their sport, whether that's on a court or a field or anywhere else, but also their academic success. And of course, fun fact, there are 26 former Kentucky basketball players in the NBA right now, the most of any university in the US. I just mentioned Jamal Murray from Canada, who's playing in the playoffs right now, as well as like Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. So when you come to University of Kentucky, you will be going to basketball games and watching future NBA stars right on campus, which is really cool as well. So to encourage the academic and emotional and personal success of our student athletes, we have a center we call CATS, obviously for the Wildcats, but it also in this case stands for the Center for Academic and Tutorial Services. So the mission of the CATS program is to create an environment where all of our student athletes have the opportunity to maximize their academic, personal, and social growth and improve their post-college quality of life. So what does this mean in practical terms? The biggest thing it means is tutoring. We have over 100 tutors employed specifically by CATS. So these are tutors who are specifically devoted to our student athlete population. There are specialized tutoring services. There are computer labs. Most of our student athletes do sign up for tutoring services like in the beginning of the semester. So not waiting until you have a problem with one of your classes is something that we encourage, but kind of getting continuing support as you go along. And in addition, of course, to that academic support, they also offer a lot of social and personal support in the fact that they have therapists, they have people you can talk to, they have life skills classes. So we really are aware of the potential of our student athletes, both as they play sports and just as there are students on campus, and we're aware of the services that you might need as a student athlete, and we are there to provide them for you. Because of course, we want you to be successful athletically, but that's not the most important thing, right? We want you to succeed overall as a person, as a student at University of Kentucky. So what do you do if you are interested in playing sports at University of Kentucky? The best way to get the attention of the sports program that you are interested in is go to ukathletics.com and go to the recruiting page. So if you're interested in becoming a student athlete, you simply click the sport that you are interested in and you fill out the prospective student athlete form. This will ask you general questions about how to get in touch with you, but it will also ask you more specific questions based on your sport. So it'll ask, of course, for your height, for your sport, the position that you play, your times or statistics, what teams you currently play for, if you have any video of you playing. So when you upload all of this information, that's like one central place where the coaches can go, look at that information, and they can contact you and take it from there. You can also look on our staff directory on the athletics website if you would like to try to get in touch with coaching staff through email as well. Though I will say that they receive a lot of emails. So if you are emailing one of the coaches, you do not hear back from them right away. That just means they probably have a huge volume of email. It does not necessarily mean that they are not interested. A lot of students will ask me, well, how do I know if I'm a good fit for Kentucky? Because we are a very, high quality of play, because we are a Division I school. So one of the pieces of advice that I have for students is go on our athletics website and look at the statistics for our current student athletes. So for example, if you're a swimmer, look at the times. All of those times are posted. If you are in track and field, look at the times, the running times, for example. This can kind of help give you a guide of whether you are in the mix in terms of level of skill. I, of course, am always happy to point you in the right direction. If you are interested in playing baseball or gymnastics or whatever, I can show you where to go on the websites. But of course, I can't really do much more than that, since whether they would accept you, whether you'd be a candidate for a scholarship, would certainly be the domain of athletics specifically. So that is kind of how you would get a starting point if you are interested in being a student athlete at University of Kentucky. So now I am going to take it to a more general level and talk about academics and admissions at the university in general. So we are located in Lexington, Kentucky, which has been named the #3 safest metro city in the US. So we are in a really safe and welcoming environment. We are also a top 100 public research university in the United States. We have over 200 academic majors and programs. I am not going to try to name them all right now, but I'll just give you some of our standouts. So our College of Engineering, which includes computer science, computer engineering, most forms of engineering that you've heard of, some that you probably haven't as well. Our newest majors in engineering are biomedical engineering and aerospace. Our College of Business, where we have majors in management, marketing, finance, economics, and accounting. Our pre-healthcare professions, so if you are interested in pre-med, pre-dental, nursing, any other healthcare profession or related profession, pre-pharmacy, we have all of those facilities right on our campus because we have a College of Medicine, a College of Dentistry, a College of Nursing, a College of Pharmacy, as well as in our College of Health Sciences, master's degrees in domains like athletic training and kinesiology. We actually have a 5-year program for students who are interested in athletic training, where it's a 6 years, your undergraduate degree, then a 2-year master's. You can complete it in 5 years. And architecture in our College of Design is another one of our standout programs. If there is a major that interests you that I haven't mentioned, just let me know and I will tell you whether or not we have it. The chances are high that we do have it. So scholarships, I know that scholarships are very important to students as you make your decisions on where to apply and then where to attend university. So first of all, our costs. Our total cost that includes both tuition and books and insurance and room and board is $48,000 per year, which seems very high, but we are very proud of the scholarship programs that we have for our international students. In fact, in fall of 2022, we gave out over $7 million in scholarship money to international undergraduates alone. So that's not counting any scholarship that US students might have received. We are test optional for both admissions and scholarships, so we do not require the SAT, though we do consider your score if you do choose to submit it. So our 3 scholarship opportunities for international students. First, we have the Bluegrass Spirit Academic Scholarship. This is based purely on your grades and your SAT or ACT score if you submit that as well, though again, it's not required. Depending on your GPA, this scholarship ranges from $5,000 up to $12,500 per year. We have a Parker Diversity Scholarship. This is based on an essay that you write that you will see as part of our general application. This starts at $5,000 a year. And we have an International Student Ambassador Scholarship. So this one starts at $3,000 a year and ranges up to half tuition, around a little over $16,000 per year. It is possible to receive more than one scholarship. It is even possible to receive all 3 scholarships. And all of these scholarships are renewable for all 4 years. So these really do add up and make a huge dent in the tuition burden to make it possible financially for students to come to University of Kentucky. And we're really proud of all of this scholarship support that we can offer you. In addition to academics, something else that we are very proud of at University of Kentucky are the opportunities we give our students outside of the classroom. So we put a lot of emphasis on career development through research, through internships, through career services, and we have services and support at the university to help you with all of this. We don't just tell our students, okay, it's time for you to do something else, so go find an internship or go find a research opportunity with a professor. No, we make sure that, that you have the support to identify these opportunities, that you have support throughout the application process in terms of getting your materials together, doing practice interviews. We have all of that. So we have an Office of Undergraduate Research that is really geared towards helping students identify research opportunities with professors and find funding to make that financially possible. We have career services on a number of levels. So we have one large career services office that services the whole university, and our College of Business and our College of Engineering also have specialized career support as well. And these career services are not just here for when you're about to graduate and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to find a job. No, career services is there for you from day one. They offer resume writing workshops, mock interviews, all sorts of support in terms of getting ready to take advantage of a lot of different opportunities. We have a lot of internship and co-op assistance. So we want you to take advantage of these opportunities. We also want you to have support to guide you throughout that process, starting really from your freshman year. In addition to all of the serious stuff, there is a lot of fun stuff at UK. We have over 500 student clubs and organizations. Whatever you are interested in, you will find someone with the same interest. You will find interests that you did not know you had. We have K-Week International, which is a special orientation program for our international students when you arrive on campus, as well as cultural programming year-round. We are a residential campus, meaning most of our students live on or right around campus, meaning there is always something going on in our residence halls, which are all really new and modern and up to date, and one of the many places to eat all around campus. So you will definitely find what you are looking for on our campus. The application process. The application process is very simple at University of Kentucky. As I said, we are test optional for admissions and scholarships. And I think somebody asked in the chat why this is, but very brief. This is a policy that many universities adopted during COVID when it was difficult or challenging to find an opportunity to take the SAT or ACT. And we found it successful. So we are, for the near future, still test optional. The most important thing I can tell you if you are interested in applying to UK is to apply by December 1st. This is our deadline for academic scholarships. Applying by December 1st will maximize all of your scholarship opportunities. It means you will not miss out on any deadlines, because that's the worst thing, to know that there are scholarships that you could have gotten, but you just missed the deadline. You can apply on the application on our website, or we are also on Coalition and Common App. So you have many different ways to apply, and our application for the next academic year will open in August. And one thing you want to be aware of when you're budgeting time to do all of your applications is that there are additional essays for honors college or scholarships of those things you are interested in. So make sure that you have that time when you're filling out your application. You will see these opportunities pop up where if you want to apply for the honors college, if you want to apply for certain scholarships, you do have an extra essay or two to write for that as well. I would encourage you to visit our website where you can chat with one of our international student ambassadors, including Siobhan, who is our ambassador from Canada. You can ask them any questions that you might have about student life at University of Kentucky, and visit our website where you will find all sorts of information on how to apply, and definitely get in touch with me as well if you have any questions at all. And I will be in the Toronto area in just a little over, I guess about 2 weeks. And so hopefully I'll get the chance to meet some of you in person also.
Thank you so much, Rachel. If you're interested in success as a student and also as an athlete, reach out to Rachel to get some more information on the University of Kentucky. We have wrapped it up with our schools today. We had the University of Michigan. We also had Michigan State University, and we had the University of Kentucky. We hope you enjoyed hearing about all of these schools, and we look forward to seeing you on the next show. Have a great day.